Ohio Republican leaders have been saying they may make changes to our state's recreational marijuana law even before Issue 2 passed. Today, Governor DeWine explained what they plan to do. First, they want guardrails for children. This means clarifying where someone can smoke weed and make sure kids don't have access to marijuana products like gummies. Another priority is tax policy. Right now, most of the state dollars from marijuana sales go to a social equity program. But Republican leaders are considering moving it to a local law enforcement.
I don't think any of the things that I have suggested that we do really flies in the face of the spirit of what people were voting for. I have to focus on it because we have to administer it. We have to make sure it actually does in fact work. We have to make sure it's a fair tax.
With or without the changes, the law will take effect on December 7th. Columbus Bureau reporter Morgan Trout has the pushback from Democrats and what else the GOP wants to change. That story is coming up for you on News 5 at 11 o'clock tonight. Well, marijuana cultivators in Ohio feel like they're in a bit of a limbo now that Issue 2 has passed. Tonight, News 5's Bryn Caswell spoke with a local business based in Akron about their concerns and excitement moving forward.
Klutch Cannabis in Akron is gearing up for big changes with the recent passage of recreational marijuana. But those changes are contingent upon Republicans at the State House.
We're waiting to see what kind of changes are made to it, if any. And we're also kind of then waiting for a whole big rule package to be introduced and work its way through the system.
Pete Nisht at Klutch Cannabis says the company is now waiting on plans to expand grow operations and retail stores. The company wants to get ahead of production before dispensaries can legally sell in late 2024.
There's a lot that needs to happen from now until the time when the program's brought online.
For instance, Klutch Cannabis can currently grow in up to 25,000 square feet. But since Issue 2 passed, they want more space.
Our understanding is that Issue 2 would move this license class to 100,000 square feet. There are a lot of approvals that need to happen, both locally and at the state level before we could achieve that size. And I think a lot of it also depends on market demand and whether or not that makes sense for the company.
How much demand is another big unknown. Lawmakers are considering changing the 10% tax rate and how it will be distributed, which Nisht fears can make marijuana too expensive for some customers.
It will take time, I think, to capture more and more of that revenue and tax it and regulate it and that sort of thing. Part of the state's ability to do that is going to depend on some policy decisions that are made here.
Klutch Cannabis already has 2 medical storefronts in Lorain and Canton. Nisht says those locations will add on adult use sales. The company is also working on building a 3rd storefront in Summit County if local officials agree to it.
Would you say the overall goal of Klutch Cannabis was always to move to recreational products?
We always had it in the back of our heads, but we were really focused on trying to execute to the best of our ability, for our patients.
In Akron, Bryn Caswell, News 5.